I get it. It's hard. It's hard as a Seahawks fan to watch your team go in, play what is not only one of the best offensive performances, well, actually it is by far the best offensive performance by the Seahawks of the season, but also one of the best offensive performances in the NFL. It was the 9th best offensive output based on metrics, based on points, but whatever you want to call it, the Seattle Seahawks were phenomenal on offense in this game against the Dallas Cowboys. So here's what we want to do in this video. We want to talk about the good news and the bad news, but I'm going to stick to it more on the good news. The bad news is you lost, but there is a ton of things that are good. It is good news for the Seahawks on their way up and up and coming. So let's just kind of talk about this for a second. Okay, can we do this? But before we do that, if you've yet to describe, we have a ton of Seattle content. We are Detroit Lions fans, but we love the NFL and we love the cities that the national media seems to kind of ignore. And so we love having Seattle Seahawks content on this channel. So without further ado, let's look into a couple of the things that happened that are going to let me tell you why the Seattle Seahawks should still be excited. So let's start by looking at the playoff push. All right, there's a lot going on here, and then we're going to get in and talk about what happened with the Seahawks in this game and why you should be more encouraged after the loss than you were going into the game. So the Seahawks are still in the playoffs, by the way. Even with this loss, they're 6-6. And not only are they in the playoffs at 7, but they're tied with the Vikings, who are going this way. All right, so they are going the opposite direction. I understand the Seahawks aren't going in the right direction either, but the teams behind them, they are in control of. They need to stay ahead of the Rams by a game because the Rams have the tiebreaker against them with the 2 victories head-to-head. But these other teams are nothing to write home about down here. The Packers, what? What is that, right? Like the Packers, like they're just not there yet. The Saints, nope. The Bucks. The only thing, these 2 teams are 5-6 and 4-7 in the worst division in football. So that's part of what I think is good. Here's another thing that I think people need to look at. And for this, I'm going to go to the Dallas Cowboys schedule. And I want to highlight the home games for you. First home game against the New York Jets. They win 30-10. 30-10. Next home game, 38-3 against the New England Patriots. They get another home game against the Rams, 43-20. Are you seeing a pattern? They win by 20. They win by 35. They win by 23. They play the Giants again. They win by 32. They play Washington. They win by 35. Are you kidding me? They're winning by 30 points a game at home. They are the historically best team at home at this point in the season of all time. They are playing unbelievable. Everybody wrote Seattle off for this game. And then you get to see it, 41-35. And I watched this game, and I'm telling you, it was every bit of 41-35 that you could expect. When you go to the box score, it's not one-sided. You had 334 yards passing, the Cowboys 275. So you outdid them on through the air. They outgained you on the ground, but it's not like it was just a remarkable efficiency, right? It's not like they were sitting there like phenomenal as far as that go. Not even 3.5 yards per carry for Pollard. All right, your running was just as efficient. You just didn't run it as often. It's just the way it is because you're having so much success. DK Metcalf was out there trading blows with CeeDee Lamb. Jackson Smith and Jigba coming into his own. Like 7 catches for 62 yards and the touchdown that, by the way, I understand not calling it a catch, but when it's ruled a catch on the field, it should have been a catch. I think you ended up scoring a touchdown, so it's not like it affected the overall game. But that stat line for Njigba, if you had a 20-yard touchdown to it, okay, that's pretty good too, right? I'm thankful because DK Metcalf's on my fantasy team, and I ended up getting the touchdown on that drive. But, like, when you look at this, this is what we've been waiting for, right? Like, isn't this what you've been waiting for as a Seahawks fan? You've been waiting for your team to wake up offensively. That's been the problem. When you look at your schedule, You lost and put up 16 to the Rams. You put up 13 to the 49ers. You put up 3 in Baltimore. The offense hasn't looked good since week 3 and week 2. And when I mean good, like clicking. It hasn't looked good for over 2 months. So now all of a sudden it's like you get the offense figured out against one of the better defensive teams in the NFL. And you made them look poor. You can't come away. Yes, I understand walking away from that game disappointed that it's not a victory. I understand that. But it shows that good things are to come for the Seahawks. And then when we look at the future of the schedule, you've got a tough game at San Francisco. It was not good against San Francisco, right? Just a week ago. I understand that. So you go into San Francisco and you have the opportunity to pull off a big upset. Then you get some nice home cooking, a little extra day of rest. It's a Monday night game against the Eagles. All right? At home. You are a good team at home, right? I know you're saying just them. So if you can get one of those two games, then you end with Tennessee, Pittsburgh, Arizona. Victory, victory, victory. It better be. So I'm telling you, it is very understandable that you end the season 4-1. All right? So that puts you at 10-7. Are you telling me 2 of these teams, Vikings, Packers, Rams, Saints, we'll even throw in the Bucks, are going to be better than 10-7? So the Vikings would have to go 4-1 to be ahead of you. The Packers would have to go 5-1. The Rams would have to go 5-1 to tie, or 6-0 to be better than you. They win with a tie. All right? The Saints would have to go 5-1. And the Bucks would have to go 6-0. Now, what if you lose those 2 big games and you get the other 3? So you're sitting at 9-7. Do you think the Vikings and a combination of one of these teams is going to go 4-2? Your playoff picture is still there. And in this game, you proved that you can go into a hostile environment. You can play against a team that is the best team at home so far this year, and you can go toe-to-toe with them. All right? Are there still flaws? Absolutely. Was the protection call against Micah Parsons on a 4th and 2 absolutely atrocious? Yes. I'm not excusing that. But I am telling you, the road to the playoffs, every team, like I understand we look at our team and it's just like, oh, we can't do this right. Why do we do this wrong? Other teams have similar problems. There's a reason the Vikings are 6-6. There's a reason the Packers are 5-6. The Rams are 5-6. The Saints are 5-6. All right? It's because every team has flaws. Here's what I'm here to tell you. Of all the teams left in this race, Vikings, Seahawks, Packers, Rams, Saints. You tell me who has the best roster. And you tell me if there's another coach that has a better history than Pete Carroll of getting his team to the playoffs. I'm telling you, you're a playoff team. Hope you enjoy the video. Thank you so much for watching. We'll keep putting out content. See you on the next one.